You in this battle, man, I'll soon be dead. I'll glue your face to my dick so I can fuck with your head. I got metaphors coming through my pores. You probably never been in a battle before, so I hope you realize your mistake. There ain't no party, got some candles, this won't be a piece of cake.
Folks, welcome to the Before Hours podcast, an internet radio phenomenon hosted by an occasional morning person. I ask the most interesting people I know about their sleep, routine, life, love, stress, setbacks, and whatever else comes to mind. If you want to write to our podcast, I'll read whatever you write me on the air. I don't give a shit. It's the Before Hours podcast at gmail.com. But for now, I have a fellow comedian, fellow podcaster, and I'm going to go ahead and say it, a good man, Paddy Defino. How you doing,
Wow,
Paddy?
a good man.
I mean it.
John Goodman.
Yeah, you're John Goodman.
I am.
You
I
were
wish
married
I could
to
be
Roseanne
him.
Barr.
Was he married? Like, was that just TV or was that real
just
life?
TV.
I wish if you married someone on TV, you had to marry them in real life.
Ooh.
That would be fun, you know? Like Bob Saget is married to... Oh, wait, no, he was a single dad.
Bob Saget doesn't get to have a wife.
Yeah, he's just
I don't
married
think
to
he
the
ever had a
game.
wife. Maybe that was the maybe that was in
No,
the
well,
contract.
no. Who wants to take the last name Saget?
Yeah,
That's pretty tough.
especially not me, dude. What
No.
with my name being Bob and everything? Oh, it would be the same thing.
That's true. Wow.
Damn, dude. I never got what Al Bundy's problem was. Why didn't he want to fuck that big-titted redhead?
Did you say Owl Bundy?
Well, I kind of I talk weird, but I meant Al Bundy, like Albert Bundy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, from Married with Children.
Oh,
Because the whole bit was like, oh, I don't want to fuck my wife that has these giant titties. I don't get it.
yeah. Well, that's like the point of every TV show is no one wants to have sex with their wife. I think that's like the meaning of every TV show.
Yeah, I don't know. You
It's
know,
like learning the lesson. You don't want to have sex with your wife, but you don't want to lose your wife either. So you have to do it once in a while. That's like what every show, like Family Guy, you know, every once in a while, you know, he fills himself full of nickels and then fucks Lois.
ooh,
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to curse.
you can
But,
curse. I don't know why. Off mic, Patty asked me if he could curse, and he can.
Yeah.
I don't care if we get kicked off of YouTube. I don't care if
Well, I do. I don't
Oh,
want you to get kicked off of
thank you
YouTube.
so much, dude.
Then you have to go to Truth Social.
Truth, yeah. Which that just, I know it's not all Nazis, but it sounds like it's all Nazis.
It sounds like, except Biden's in there now. Did you
Really?
hear that? Yeah, the Biden campaign is in there.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm a little nervous just because like getting him on a new platform might involve stairs. All right. There's a little
Patty
joke I
Defino will
wrote.
be doing shows all weekend in Long Island, is my understanding.
Yeah, no, I'm on a brief quitting of comedy.
You did tell me that when I was
Mm-hmm.
messaging you to do the podcast. Do you want to walk the listeners as to why you're doing that?
Yeah, I went to Austin, Texas, and I thought all my prayers would be answered about stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
And turns out they're just a bunch of hooligans there who like to drink. And there's a lot of what I call fat PDA. Do you know what I mean when I say that?
Public display of affection.
Yes, amongst the fats.
Oh, fat
So-
people don't realize that them kissing in front of us makes us upset.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not even it's not even like the visual. It's like when you do it on a sidewalk, when it's two heavier people making out on the sidewalk, the amount of space on the sidewalk, like the amount of clearance, horizontal clearance you have is diminished a lot. So you find yourself just kind of bobbing and weaving through a bunch of like hot and heavy breathy kisses. And I noticed that, I don't know. A lot of that, I don't know why I'm taking I just told myself I was gonna, and then the thing happens when you say you're gonna quit comedy, you start getting really good at it again. Like that's like kind of the key is like you always have to be ready to pull the pin and get out of there. I think so.
Really?
Yeah. It's either that or like having, you know, a good flavored condoms joke, but I haven't really figured that one out.
How about black licorice?
Black licorice
Yeah.
flavored condom.
I think that would be fun.
You got to go fruit. That might just be what an asshole tastes like. I don't know. I'm not, I would never tread down there, you know? I'm like a pretty cleanly guy with my mouth and fingers, but
You've never eaten a woman's ass before?
no. Have you?
Yes.
Wow.
But only because she asked me to.
Maybe it's a morning person thing. Well,
Maybe.
here's the thing. So this podcast is about your morning routine.
Yes.
I realize I'm not a good guest for this because I'm a night owl.
Okay.
I guess I'm just an owl because owls are habitually nocturnal,
Okay.
but I'm like a nighttime guy. But one thing I do really like is sex in the morning.
Morning sex.
Morning sex. I don't like it at night. I mean, it's fine, but I'm like, I like it. I prefer it in the morning.
Interesting.
And I'm pretty sure my penis is telling me that too.
Okay.
Because I wake up and I have a hard penis.
Well, that's everybody who's not sick, I think.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Everyone wakes up. Oh.
Well, that's.
Oh, is that what Michael Good's podcast is about?
Woo! We're gonna have him on the podcast, but you could do his plugs too if you like.
Yeah, sure. He's a nice guy.
I think morning wood. I don't think is horniness. I think it's
physiology.
Thank you. Thank you. Sometimes the guest has to finish multisyllabic words that I start.
I just know it's all an ology. There's always an ology.
It's always an ology.
So that's just everyone gets boners in the morning.
I think so. I think, well, the joke is that I've heard like older guys do is like, I'm middle-aged or whatever. And now my morning wood is like not what it used to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like also when the woman is slightly asleep. Now maybe, hold on, pause for a sec. I'm not saying I just thrust myself upon a young maiden who's, long lost in dreamland. I'm saying I like to I like the moments when a woman wakes up.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Yeah. I don't want her to stay asleep.
The quieter I am, the meaner this is to you.
Yeah, I'm like a reverse Bill Cosby. I want him to get up. I'm like, got time to get the boo boo going.
You know what I like about morning sex is that it feels more intimate because there's none of this like. Well, I don't drink, so I never. You don't drink?
No.
Ooh, two sober Irish guys.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh, that's so exciting, dude.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah. So I think like, if I do fuck a woman at night, it's not a party thing. Like I've ended dates with women that are like, I'm going to keep on drinking. I'm like, well, then I can't be a part of this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, even if you're not in a relationship, if it's a new thing and then you both wake up in the morning, both of your breath like stinks and she's not wearing makeup. Yeah. And your hair is all fucked up.
Yeah. It feels like after a long night of hunting and gathering, you're too exhausted. Then in the morning you wake up next to a pile of berries and you just want to rummage around in each other's filth for a morning.
And you don't know if you go out to hunt the elk today, if you're going to die.
You don't know.
You have no idea.
But all you got is that sun peeking through the window. I also like lights on. I don't like darkness.
That's a guy thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's because we're visual.
Yeah. And plus there's the fear of, you're in there with a beautiful woman, you turn the lights on, one of your goofy friends comes in, switches her out with a man.
Dude, I hate when that happens.
I know.
Me, it's so annoying.
Yeah. And it's like, how is I supposed to know?
Fucking cut it out. Like, of course I'm going to finish because if I don't finish, it's going to, like, the terrorists win, basically.
Yeah. I thought it was my balls slapping her balls the whole time. Meanwhile, some fella's in there having the time of his life in my bed. No good.
You're just on the phone with your mom and you're like, I'm having a good weekend, but my buddy switcherooed me again.
Yeah.
I got switcherooed.
Yeah. And mom knows. My mom has thought I was gay for a while.
Yes. My mom also thought you were gay for a while.
Yeah. She probably knew that I was signed up for gymnastics for 4 years as a child.
That does sound gay.
Yeah. It sounds it, but it's straight as hell, dude. There's nothing straighter than being a kid and jumping in a ball pit. That's like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Now that I say that out loud, I think I got to make some calls. But
you have this way of talking where everything is confident, and I feel like you could start a cult, Patty.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I was just, there's actually this great Norm bit. Am I allowed to do other people's bits on this show?
Yeah. Next time, don't give him credit so people think it's yours.
Yeah. He was talking about cults, and he goes, it seems like a really, really good life, but then they all fall for the same trick as they start fucking everyone. And like people give them all their worldly possessions and everything, and then they start having sex with the ladies. And then drunk with power, they're not even gay. They start having sex with the men. And then you wonder if there's a guy who's like, hey, Jason, I saw Fred fucking your wife earlier. Is there any chance he's not Jesus?
I love that, dude.
Yeah, it's so brilliant. The whole like saying, like like saying drunk with power. He's not even gay. It's like tipping your hand for the joke. It's just like a masterclass in comedy. But
him and Gallagher.
I'd love to meet him one day.
Yeah. R.I.P. to a real one.
Yeah. I know he's dead, but I'd still love to meet him.
Yeah. Just look at his corpse. And assuming he wasn't cremated.
Yeah, no, there's no way. I heard he had a very long, flaccid penis. Yeah, he looked like, if you took his pants off, it looked like Squidward's head down there. Just a big schlong, about 6 inches soft. And this, apparently, when it gets hard, I don't know why I know so much about his cock, but when it gets hard, it doesn't like get longer. It just kind of goes up like a gate, you know, like a toll booth. Just, I guess toll booth comes down.
Do women like that?
I don't know what women like.
I don't either.
Yeah. I don't think they like men.
No.
I mean, they can do everything. They don't like a penis doesn't even make them come.
Yeah.
They got to fucking rub their clam up against a wall or some shit.
How do you feel about a woman bringing out a toy in the bedroom?
I'm for it. I would, I would wield it, but I don't know. Every problem with me in making a woman come is how much pressure to put on the thing. Because in health class, they tell you, they're like, oh, it's so sensitive. It's like the most sensitive thing ever. And then every time you get a woman in there, she's like, fucking rub it. And you got to like really get in there. So I don't know. I'm always too soft to the approach. So if I get to just hold a thing and go like this, I don't know if there's any like movement involved, but I could do that.
Yeah. It's sort of like, you give it the old college try with your own mouth and fingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
But then, at a certain point, she's like, yeah, bring out the toy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not good at like sex.
No, me neither.
No.
You and I have like the same vibe, I think.
We're very similar in a lot of ways. I'm kind of scared of sex.
Scared of sex?
Yeah, it's like intimidating.
Interesting.
It's like intimidating and a little bit gross to me. There's like a little bit of I have a little bit of a repulsion to it. I just think like a lot of times like I'll fall in love with a girl and like I'm just so enthralled with her beauty and her person and everything, and then like you throw like a vagina in there and it's like, oh, they're all kind of the same on the inside, It's like a little like I'm not even trying to be funny, but it is like a little, it kind of makes it like weirdly complicates every good relationship, I feel like.
Interesting.
But it is necessary, I get that, but I'm not really a big sex guy.
Interesting. I think that that might be the more it seems like there's some neurosis there.
Yeah, I think so.
It might also be more mature. I'm such a horny person. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like I need like
that's fun though. It's really fun to be horny. It is. It's like you just sit around all day and you're like, fuck, every like girl that walks by. Because I've had it happen before. And like you just want to like get on a knee and marry a woman, and then because that's the only way you can fuck is you have to marry.
Yes. Yeah, we're both Amish.
Yeah, so you're are you horny like often? It's probably because you're always like exercising, right?
Yeah, but it predates the exercise. It's actually kind of a catch-22 because when you're exercising, that's an hour and a half each day where you're not, at least you're not thinking about sex, but it raises your testosterone levels, so it does actually make you hornier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a catch-22.
I'd
rather catch 22
That's actually
than
what
HIV.
the book is about, I think.
So
yeah, my grandmother used to say that.
The old disease 22.
It doesn't even make, because it's like numbers and letters.
Yeah, it's not great.
Fucking got me good though. No, yeah, I would hate to have HIV, but it's not a death sentence anymore.
No, it's like
just have AIDS.
It's just having the name AIDS. It's like having the name Hitler. It's like people are gonna be a little cautious. You're gonna wear a condom if you're fucking Hitler.
Yeah, 100%.
But it's ultimately, I saw actually they're like testing a cure now
for
AIDS?
HIV.
For
HIV, yeah. Okay, interesting.
Wait, so you get AIDS from HIV? I know this is like
the virus is HIV, and then I'm sure someone's screaming at their phone right now. If it works, if the virus if the virus is on its P's and Q's, then you get AIDS.
It's funny, I didn't know this, but I didn't remember this from health class, but I remembered like soft on the clitoris.
Now, did you go to Catholic school?
And to be honest, the clitoris and HIV both might be not real things.
That's true.
Let me just get on the record saying that.
But if I ever saw the HIV virus, I would do the alphabet method.
Yeah.
You know?
You can just skip the letters HIV. Try to reverse engineer HIV.
Sorry, I'm just a little superstitious when I'm going down on HIV. I skip those letters.
So
Dude,
you-
I never make it to Z. I have such fucking...
No.
I just do A through G over and over again, but I wonder if the last few letters are like the most exciting ones.
I think probably LMNOP is like where they, because you really jam those in there, you know?
Do it all at once, like
Yeah.
when you're saying them? Like when you were a kid and you thought it was one letter?
Yeah. Also, like, there's no way that actually works, right? Because don't women want, like, I love how this is you and I trying to figure out what women want in the sack.
Yes.
And like, I think they want like consistency, right? Or do they want like sporadic, like jazz down there?
Well, you know what? I think doing jazz is good until she's like right there. And then you
Yes.
just keep doing what
Then you
you're
just
doing.
lock in.
You just lock in.
Yeah, cruise control.
I've always said that I'm apt at cunnilingus, and it's not because I have any inherent ability. It's because I have a good attitude and I follow directions.
Wow.
And if you do those two things, you more than likely will be fine.
That's good. But what you have to stop doing is calling it apt at conolingus. My dick just turned into a pussy and dried up when you said that. So I think women will come if you just call it like licking box more than conolingus.
My
Sounds
dear
like an
lady,
old Civil War general.
You will find that I am apt at the cunnilingus, and will make you come in your nether regions before the rebels shall enter the Potomac.
It is beautiful that there is like a woman for every man, you know?
That's not true.
I think there is.
Some men die alone.
Well, but that's just because they didn't, you know, put their name in enough hats, I think.
Interesting.
There wasn't enough. There wasn't like, I think we're going to, like, people talk about how shitty dating apps are and stuff. And I agree they are shitty. Unless you're a hot piece of ass, then it's the time of your life.
Yeah, I've been doing pretty well.
But I think we're honestly in the next like 10 years going to get to a place where like AI is going to be so good. It's just going to like show a person. It's going to be like, you're going to connect with them, you know?
Yeah.
You've seen that Black Mirror, right? The one where there's like it's like this dating app where it throws people in and it uses AI to see if the people will meet and then like escape the simulation together because they realize like what it really is. And then if those people escape the simulation, then that means they're going to be a good match on a phone that's like miles away or something like that. Yeah, it's
Okay.
very interesting.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
It sounds like every Black Mirror episode where at the end of it, I feel like creeped out.
Yeah, you feel like you feel like right before morning sex, your breath is bad. You get a little bit of stink down in the crotch, you know? Sorry, that was disgusting.
No,
Let me try to cross my leg here.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm constantly, I'm such a fucking fidgeter, dude, that I'm always like this. I like sitting indigenous people style
That's
on this.
Zen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is happy indigenous.
Happy Indigenous Day.
I don't like the name indigenous. It sounds dirty, doesn't it?
Indigenous, about to put my dick in this.
Yeah. I think they would prefer Indians, to be quite honest.
That is kind of interesting. That and gypsy.
Yeah, gypsy I always thought of like magic, you know, like opening a robe and you have like oils and potions in there. I never thought of gypsy as like a traveling way of selling wares. I don't know.
Yeah.
I picture there's a little bit of fanfare in the name gypsy.
Apparently, the ethnicity is called Roma, and there are some Roma that are like, don't say gypsy, it's a slur. But then, just like some Native Americans are like, no, I'm an Indian.
Yeah.
Some Roma will be like, nah, man, I'm a gypsy. It's cool.
Yeah. They're gypsters.
Gypsters. Stealing money before it was cool.
Yeah, exactly.
I remember fucking in school learning about the Holocaust, and they were like, and gypsies were killed too. And I'm like, the crystal ball people from the Aladdin movie? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, what do they want in there? You know, how do you kill a gypsy? Is it like a wooden stake? Some kind of
hell yeah, dude. So
yeah, let's get off.
is that I want to linger on this idea, if you don't mind, that you're afraid of sex.
Okay.
Because my fear, I'm not afraid of intimacy.
No, I love intimacy.
Intimacy rules.
Sex is not intimate, to be honest. It's like a departure from that, in my opinion.
That is interesting.
Yeah, I don't feel intimate when I'm having sex. I feel like I'm very much trying to achieve something that's like not who I am. It's like an animalistic thing. And like I just can't finish if I'm like really like into it. Like I kind of have to like switch a mode, you know?
Real.
Yeah, I don't know if you feel that way.
Well, the part I do agree with is that you have to be in like, to come, you have to be a little bit animalistic.
You have to be a little selfish.
Yeah.
That's the problem with women. They're just so giving. So they have a hard time.
Mm-hmm. I struggled with coming a little bit when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because I was more kind of in my head. And then, I don't know, as I got older, I was like, actually, you just come.
Yeah.
You just make yourself come.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's the thing where it's like just overthinking. If you let everything out and it's just you and your body, your hot body.
It's just you and your hot body.
Yeah, you're just gonna dump loads.
Yeah.
But like it's hard to turn that off. I have a very hard time with all that. And like before I have sex with a girl, I have to like know her very well. My last girlfriend was joking that I have to like know their mother's maiden name. Like that's like the thing.
So you could yell it out while you're coming.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But like I do need to really know them well and feel comfortable with them. And then I struggle to get an erection like the first like 5 times.
Really?
And yeah. And then after that, I'm like, I'm good most
Okay.
of the time. But I just get in my head so much because it feels like it's this thing tacked on to, it's like a responsibility, you know, it's like cleaning your house. It's like, I know it's supposed to be fun and everything, but like if like if I was like really in love with someone, I would never have to have sex with them again. Like I would not need that.
This is blowing my mind.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like cause you kind of get to a point where you're like it is really fun and everything, but it's like, then it's like, I feel like I'm just doing it to like check a box. I don't know. I'm very weird about sex and stuff, but
it's certainly interesting. Part of me is a little jealous because I'm so far in the other direction.
yeah, but I wish I was like horny guy Magoo, you know?
Horny guy Magoo.
Yeah.
That's actually my rap name.
I wish I was like I envy that. I envy the ability to just go out and like just have a one night stand. Like that's such a far removed concept.
You've had one night stand.
I've had them, but I have to like take a blue chew and then like, I don't know, like imagine like my 4th grade teacher in there or something. Like
Okay.
it's like not it's a big circus in my head.
Well,
you know?
everyone has to imagine someone else when they're fucking. I think.
Yeah.
Unless you're so hot that your partner is also extremely hot.
Yeah.
Unless you're both 10s, then maybe.
No, because then even the factor of like the mischief, you know, like it's nice to like if you, I don't know, there's nothing hotter than like dating a girl and then like jerking off to like her best friend.
That is.
That's the hottest thing ever because you're like, I'm so bad. I'm
Yeah.
a bad boy.
Being naughty.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. It always like, that's why I separate the like love and sex, because sex is such like a this kind of thing. Like I need like a specific thing or like I have to be like in the right mindset or I don't know.
And I don't mean this pejoratively.
I don't even know what that means.
I don't mean
Go
this
ahead.
derogatorily. But that sounds kind of like what like a woman would say.
Yeah,
A
I'm
lot of
very
these things-
womanly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm
Okay.
very, very feminine. Most of my friends are female, which is kind of rare, I guess. But no, I have that like kind of feminine touch. But God, do I love pussy.
Hell yeah, dude. Is that why your mom thought you were gay growing up?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
I also wanted an earring, a single earring, and I would choreograph my own dances to NSYNC songs. So, Mama might be onto something. No, dude, I always like, I don't know. I don't even really question my sexuality all that much. But when I do, I prefer Dos Equis. But I like to, I kind of wish I could just be gay, you know?
Okay.
Because it seems like there's a good understanding of the detachment on that's like the separation of sex and love. I don't know. I could be I could have no idea what I'm talking about. here.
Well, I don't think like, obviously there's like different types of gay guys, but like my one good friend who's gay, he's like, oh yeah, I'm just fucking constantly.
Yeah.
And it's easy. That's the thing is like, that I look at is if like if I was gay or maybe a very good looking straight man, I'd be like, I don't think I'd ever get anything done. I think I'd just be like fucking constantly. You know what I mean?
You wouldn't have any dreams.
Yeah.
Like, what are our dreams are essentially to like get beautiful women, you know?
Yeah.
That's like
and change the world through comedy.
Yeah, but
get even more beautiful.
To get even the most beautiful women, you know? Because for some glorious reason, women will sacrifice like 4 points on the attractiveness scale for someone who's funny.
It is pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
Feels like a cheat code.
I know. And now I'm going down like a spiral because I keep like I've had successively more attractive lovers. And I think that's going to keep happening. And every time I get thrown back into the single world, I'm like, oh, fuck. How do I get one of these people to like sit down? And it's like that Louis bit, like, just let me talk to you for a little bit, you know? Like, are you good on dates?
I'm very good on dates, but I struggle to get them. Like once she's sitting across from me, I have a pretty good chance of it going well, but the struggle is to get them. Yeah. I feel the same way about job interviews when I was looking for work. Like I couldn't get anybody to respond to my, I'm just emailing hundreds of people. It's actually a perfect analogy because with dating apps, it's like the same thing. Just a crazy amount of people.
Your resume of your pictures.
And
you're like,
yeah. I actually did include a picture on my resume. Because
dude, so did I, and my friends fucking made fun of me for it.
Yeah, no, it's because you know what it is, like, not that I'm like, a model or anything,
but you are.
But I have a headshot that is a little bit deceiving, and it is heavily photoshopped.
Wow,
but
so just a black guy.
It's just Jamal.
we got the exposure wrong on your photo.
You know what, dude? I bet if I did that, fucking, they couldn't say anything. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, I show up in person, and they saw the picture of the black guy, and they're like,
thank God.
Yeah,
just kidding.
The old fake out, right?
Yeah, the resume. I put a picture on my thing, and my friends are all like, "You put a picture?" But it's like when you hand your resume to someone, you got that big face looking at them. They're not remembering your name. They get 100 names. They're gonna remember your big goofy face.
Yeah, and there is sort of this thing of like, I mean, you'd like to think that employers are like rational and, analyze, your GPA and your work experience, but a lot of the times it's like, oh, that's a nice face, I suppose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He doesn't have like a giant nose.
That would look good in cubicle R7.
Yeah, exactly. Dude.
Yeah. Oh, it's back to the dates thing. This is a little trick if you're on a bad date and you want to get out. Because I think it's rude to like be like, hey, this isn't going well. You need a little flair, a little creativity. So what you do is at a certain point, you have a piece of paper and it's written, there's something written on it. Okay. And you pass it to her. And she opens it and she reads it and it just says, I'm wearing a wire. And then she'll be like, you're wearing a wire, and then you go, fuck, and you just get up and run out of there. And like, she's not going to be mad at you. She's going to be like, what the fuck was that? And then you got to very quickly like delete her on the thing and make it like a little, but then it gets weird. Like when you see him on the subway, like I had a girl like that I hooked up with a couple times and it was right before COVID. And actually, this was like as COVID was starting, and I was like really sick when they were like, everyone's got to stay inside. But it was St. Patrick's Day weekend, and I was drinking, so I was like, I'm gonna go out, with COVID. Yeah. And I went to a bar, and I texted this girl, and I was like, hey, do you want to come out? And she's like, no, there's like a global pandemic. Like you should not be out right now, and it's kind of shitty of you to do that. And I'm like, oh, sorry. Yeah, you're right. Whatever. The next night I go out again with my friend, and my friend goes, you should text that girl again. So I was like, no, like she just said, and he's like, come on. So we were drunk. I was like, hey, like, I know you said, I know you said global pandemic, but do you maybe tonight? And then she just went on this whole thing about how much she hated me and like how unfunny I was and stuff. But I saw this same girl. So we had like, it wasn't a good split. And I saw the same girl, which, oh, by the way, it's funny when you split up with a girl and you have like no bad feelings towards them, but they fucking hate you. It's very weird because you're almost like intrigued. It's like, wow, you fucking hate me. But I saw her on the train and I was like laying there and I didn't want to talk to her. So
you
I like
laying on the train.
I guess I was sitting there.
Okay.
Yeah. It was a rough breakup. But I was sitting there and she like sat down across from me and I recognized it was her. So I like pretended to be asleep. But the thing is, she had seen me sleep before and I'm kind of gross. Like my mouth is like open. So I had to like open mouth on the train. So she thought I was like actually asleep. And then she got up and I saw her like get up out of the corner of my eye and walk out of the train. I realized it wasn't even her. It was former President-elect Mitt Romney.
Hold on. Mitt Romney was president-elect?
He has a striking similarity to this Jewish girl I used to hook up with.
Ooh, Jewish girl. Very nice.
Yeah, I liked her. She was
fan
cool.
of the tribe.
She was like very firm in every belief and like conviction she had. Like she just unapologetically lived her life. You know when people say like but they actually care. Like the people who have to announce it care, and then it ruins the whole thing. But when there's someone who has like genuine interests and just kind of is ignoring everyone else and just doing what they like, that's like very attractive.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
That and big tits. I think those two.
She also had those. So,
hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I love that. I love that for you.
Speaking of oral fixation, I could latch onto one of those things for probably
for years,
weeks. Yeah.
I really related to you saying that during St. Patrick's Day you were texting a girl because so was I. And
pandemic, St. Patrick's,
and to me,
but you were sober at that time, right?
Yes, yeah. But I was horny.
Yes,
I was still horny. So I think that Friday, the Friday before St. Patrick's Day was when when people started to get scared.
Yeah.
Right before the pandemic, or during the pandemic, rather.
Which, by the way, is the best time to go out drinking.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know why people were like, how dare you? What do you mean? When you think the world's going to end, what are you supposed to, you're supposed to stay inside and play with tarot cards with your friends? No, you go out, you get fucking hammered. You find a scraggly guy who sells you cocaine and a $10 bill. Then you divvy it up in Washington Square Parks and takes bumps till you all get on separate trains and go home.
Yeah, I think that was a recommendation from the CDC at one point. Yeah, it's
like
a $10 bill specifically.
Yeah. Yeah, you know it's not good cocaine, but it's in a 10. But yeah, so you went out on a St.
No, I didn't because I couldn't. I was texting two girls, very off-brand, two girls, and then both of them were like playing it safe. And one of them, Paddy, had fucking giant titties.
That's so unfortunate.
And I never saw her again.
The safest of all. I do feel safe around a pair of big tits.
Well, yeah. No one
like if you're on the Titanic, that same thing starts going down. You got to find the most buoyant woman on there. You know, I'm not going to save a child.
No.
Save a horse, ride a cowboy. I got nothing. I'm going to hit this one more time. I'm so addicted to these, dude. This is mint tobacco flavored.
Okay.
Have you ever hit one?
No.
Do you want to take it for a spin?
No, thank you. I'm a bit of a boring person when it comes to. I've never vaped. I quit everything before. The thing is, I quit all the stuff before all the new inventions came in. Like I quit drinking, and then White Claws came out. I quit smoking weed, and then edibles are easy and legal to obtain. And I never really smoked cigarettes.
Cigarettes are great. I just like I like the holding them and lighting it. I don't like the smell.
Yeah. Okay.
You smell like a used car at the end. It's like it doesn't wash off your hands. It's kind of gross.
See, I'm a bit strange because so you're a smoker that doesn't like smoking.
I'm a smoker who loves smoking. Well, I don't like buy cigarettes anymore, but if someone's got one, I'll bum a fag. That's what they say.
Nice. Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I used to live in the Czech Republic, and
Wow.
in the Czech Republic, they Prague is the capital there, which is where I lived. And
wow, you lived in Prague?
I lived in Prague for a year after college because I didn't know what else to do.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful there.
It's beautiful.
I've only seen photographs.
You
but
should
I've
go.
never. Yeah.
I mean, that whole area, like a major city in Central Europe, is like the best place to be.
Okay.
Because it's like it's not Eastern Europe, so it's safe.
Yeah.
But like all the major cities are like like Berlin is nice, but it's like New York, and everything's new because they were bombed heavily during the war.
Yeah.
But Central
That
Europe
is the good thing about bombing. Gaza's going to look pretty fucking
it's
hot.
gonna look beautiful, dude.
Yeah.
Hell
It's going to be the new Austin, Texas. That's where I'm going to move to do comedy. It's Gaza. And they're going to need it. They're going to need some laughs. But yeah, sorry, I don't mean to get political on this podcast.
Hey, we could go in any direction
Perfect.
you want, dude. I think in a podcast where we talked about morning wood and big titties, we should also bring up geopolitical issues as well.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
What I mean, the Gaza is just basically the trail of cleavage between two powerhouses, and they all want to get in there. They all want to rest their either circumcised or uncircumcised cock. Here's my theory: it's all about foreskin. Because aren't Palestinians uncircumcised?
I would imagine, yeah.
And Israelis are famously circumcised. So maybe this little Gaza Strip, Israel wants to bomb it because they want to fucking get it off, get it out of there. Palestine wants to savor it because they want that like stinky filth on the tip. I don't know. Do you ever think about what you would... you ever think about the trajectory of your life if you had a foreskin? Maybe that's our problem.
That we don't have foreskins?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's our first problem.
No.
I do think it's weird that I don't have one. You know what I mean? I'm not one of those guys that misses it. I don't have like a phantom foreskin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it is unnecessary to cut it off, I think.
Yeah, I know.
You know, I know it's a tradition for some people, but for white North Americans like ourselves, it was just because Dr. Kellogg thought it would be a good idea.
Is that who did it? The same guy who did cereal?
This is going to sound, Patty, 500% made up, but I promise it's not.
Okay. I believe everything I hear, by the way.
Well, then, great. You're listening to the right guy. So Dr. Kellogg, who is the cereal guy, was a very like conservative Christian man who was concerned that little boys were masturbating.
Okay.
And that's why he made the cereal, because he's like, what if I make bland cereal that is so unexciting that people won't get hard while they eat it? I have no idea.
Oh, wow.
So, he was another idea that he floated around, because at that time, like, only Jews were getting circumcised.
Yeah.
And he was like, you know, if you circumcise your babies, when they grow up to be teenagers, they're less likely to masturbate, which is just objectively not true.
Oh, really?
But a whole generation of people is like, let's cut those things off then.
Wow.
Let's have less horny teenage boys.
Yeah.
Which is an understandable... I mean, come on, a horny teenage boy.
Yeah. I asked my dad, like what did they do? How did they go about it? And he says, like, the doctor just comes up and they asked him, like, about me. They're like, do you want us to circumcise him? Like, you want us to snip this off? And he said, actually, could you add more on?
See, my dad said, yes, and please make sure you can feel it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Do you have any scars from it? Because I feel like I can see the spot where mine was done.
No.
They do a pretty good job, by the way.
Yeah.
For something that you cut and then it grows in, you know, because it's like there could be a lot of mistakes and then it could grow in incorrectly. But mine like grew in pretty beautifully. I mean, the tip of my penis is nothing to, you know, desire. It's very dry, arid. Looks like a dried up riverbed. There's some cracks in it.
You have beautiful similes.
Yeah. I guess.
I don't I actually showed my penis to a woman.
Wow.
With her permission.
Did you put it on a little velvet pillow?
Yeah.
Now introducing
like a pearl, even, except it's like whiter.
Yeah.
It's like more white.
Yeah.
But we were having cardinal relations, which I know you hate. I know you hate this.
I understand it. I'm just not, you know.
So I was this was in Prague, and she had never seen a circumcised penis before.
Wow.
So she was like, why is it different? And I'm like, it's really not that small, you know?
Yeah.
And she's like, no, but the top is missing. I'm like, are you unfamiliar with even the
concept? Wow. Do they not watch porn?
I don't know. I think she probably didn't watch porn. I'm going to go
Yeah.
ahead and say she didn't watch porn because she didn't even perform or receive oral sex, which I thought was really fucking strange.
That is strange. Did
Yeah.
that not make it out to Prague either?
She was the only non-working woman that I had relationships with there. So
Okay.
I can't say.
That's kind of shit that like they sent over Columbus and we can't send the idea of a blowjob over to them. You know?
Well, blowjobs come from France,
Oh, okay.
which I think is very
That's why
funny.
they don't do it, because they all hate the French.
Yeah.
They're like, that's disgusting.
I mean, they do have some good ideas.
Yeah.
Mhm.
As in
Blowjobs.
the blowjob. Okay.
The Statue of Liberty and
That was,
fellatio.
yeah, that's true. That was
Those two things together.
Yeah.
When I think of France, I think of the Lady Liberty blowing.
When is
A
Lady
man.
Liberty going to come out as a man?
Okay,
Do you think
does have
that could ever
masculine
happen?
features. She's very tall.
Very tall,
Mhm.
very stoic. I don't know.
She's got a book. Who reads?
Not women.
No, never seen a woman read
No.
because I flip out if I see it.
I immediately take it from them.
Mhm.
No, that'll be interesting. Like, it is kind of interesting, you know, we talk about how we have this misogynistic world, but who is the greeter of people making their way to this country where there's so much opportunity? Who's the first person to wave them in? Lady Liberty.
Lady Liberty. Who it causes all the earthquakes? Earthquakes? Mother Nature.
Mother Nature.
Who gave birth to a man that could barely talk?
Oprah
A woman.
Winfrey. No matter what you were going to say, I was going to say Oprah Winfrey.
Dude,
She's still around.
it'd be wild if my mom was Oprah. She's not. My mom is not Oprah. Yeah, is she? She hasn't had a show for like I feel like a million years, but she's still like in the ether. Still
No, I
doing
think
stuff?
she ran out of things to put under chairs, I think is her problem.
Yeah,
When she got to cars,
yeah.
which by the way, how do you
How do you top a car?
who's sitting on a chair
Mhm.
and they're like, look under and it's just a BMW. Like, oh, I didn't even see this before I sat down.
It is so very cool.
It's a sham.
You imagine the next week, the audience they get like a clock radio.
Yeah.
And they're like,
yeah.
this is so not a car.
Yeah.
I don't need a clock radio.
What the future, like, oh, this is not going to be Oprah, but someone else.
Mhm.
It's going to be like, look under your chairs, and everyone's going to look under. They're going to say, one of you has a loaded gun.
Okay, I'm
The
listening.
others have empty guns. Everyone point the gun at the head of the person to your right. And the joke is none of them are loaded, but you have to scare an audience. Once the audience is so scared, then you can introduce, now here's Jimmy Fallon, ready to do the show. It's the most limbered up crowd. And then he goes and does his shit, you know. He's from my hometown, actually, Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, Saugerties, New York.
Okay.
He's our guy.
Now, what do you think about? Because he got in a bit of a trouble.
What did he do? Because he's a drunk? Because he's a lousy drunk?
Drunk and a bad boss, possibly.
Yeah, but everyone's a bad boss.
Mhm.
There's never been a good boss in being part of a successful company, right?
Ooh, interesting.
Like,
I have had more bad bosses than good bosses.
Yeah, you want a bad boss.
Okay.
Like, I was talking to Malia about this. It's like the family dynamic. You need someone in the family freaking out. That's like the mother. You need the mother to be freaking out while everyone else is like, because that needs to be an element in the whole concoction.
Okay.
The boss has to be the strict asshole
Okay.
because everyone has to join together and hate the boss, you know? It's like camaraderie. So like all of these people, like of course they have to be animal. It's so much stress. It's like when people got mad at Ellen, I'm like, of course. Like, could you imagine sitting in a car with Ellen and like just talking to her? It would be miserable. Like she would be the meanest. She just looks mean. I think we should let her be mean, you know? But I think he is like definitely a drunk guy. And that's just a thing in our town. Like my town is very alcoholically based.
Just the most successful drunk, but drunk nonetheless.
Yes, yeah. But that's like the beauty in him, you know? It's like he's kind of, he's untethering his entire career, but he's just like, he just keeps plugging away.
It would be, you know, because we're both sober guys. When I look at someone as like successful as him and he's just still being a fall down drunk,
yeah,
just kind of want to shake him and be like, hey, just stop.
Yeah.
And it'll be better. It'll be easier.
He's the one guy I would break my sobriety for.
Yeah.
Yeah. If he was like, oh, you want to like get a beer? I wouldn't even tell him I was sober because then I wouldn't want to put the idea in his head. Like I would just like let it go and be like, yeah, we're getting a beer.
Okay.
And I would have a night with just me and Jimmy, a couple Saugerties boys talking about the Exchange Hotel and Krause's Candy.
Ooh.
Shouts out. If you're ever in Saugerties, New York, exit 20 on the thruway, check out Krause's Candy. Very good chocolate.
Okay.
My mom used to work there when she was pregnant with my sister. And this is something I realized. I'm sorry. I'm just kind of going.
The way you said
going on
when she was
tangents.
I don't know why there was something sexual about that.
Yeah.
When she was pregnant.
I don't like
with my
thinking about it either. My mom getting plowed by Joe Defino. But
shout out to Joe, dude.
I guess like your habits as a person are all attributed to like your what you want to eat and everything are attributed to what your mom ate during the pregnancy.
Really?
Yeah. And I guess my mom ate a lot of cock. I'm just kidding. Sorry, Mom. She's definitely not listening. I tell her not to listen.
Yeah.
Have you ever done stand-up in front of your parents?
Yes. My parents saw me do a show that was pretty rough.
Yeah.
And I think I was a year in.
Oh, okay.
And
that's kind of rough by default, you know?
Well, yeah, in hindsight, I'm like, a year is nothing. But at the time, I'm like, I do have to let them see what I've been doing for a year.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
And were they proud?
Yeah. Yeah, I had a middling set, but I think they were, it was like a pretty, like Osama Siddiqui was on the show and he crushed.
Oh, wow.
But like me and like two of my friends like did fine.
Yeah.
And then like spliced in, there were some pretty unfunny people.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So it was, I think they were like, oh yeah, 99% of it was like, oh, he was like, he made sense and he was holding the microphone and he didn't seem nervous.
Yeah.
They're like, I guess he's not a total buffoon for squandering also better opportunities.
Yeah. Parents are so scared of stand-up. Like to them, it's like this scary thing because they would just see George Carlin and be like, bees, buzz, battle, whatever he did. And they're like, wow, he just goes up and he's like, whatever. So like, but us, we think it's like this thing to get famous on Instagram. You know, young kids don't give a shit because everyone does comedy now.
Yeah.
So it's kind of not like like I'm guessing they're supportive. Are they supportive of you?
Oh yes, 100%.
That's great. Mine are like definitely as well. I don't know why I said it like that. Yeah. They're very good. I have great parents.
Yeah, me too. Shout out to Tom and Lynn for everything, guys.
Yeah, Joe and Judy. Mom and Dad, sorry to use your first name.
Yeah, do you think anyone cares enough to dox our parents?
No, good luck. My dad doesn't give a shit about he doesn't give a shit about any way that anyone perceives him.
Okay.
And like I've always looked up to him for that. Like I think for comedy that's like super important because like people are constantly like looking at your things and commenting and like so many people and you just let all that go and you'll be like, I don't give a shit about you guys.
Yeah.
That's like an important thing. He would have been a good comic. He's very funny.
I feel that way about my dad as well. Connor, I totally didn't look at what time we started. Can you kindly tell me how much? 10 more. Okay,
Oh, dude, we're flying.
we flew through, dude.
Wow.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a good time when you don't realize how much time has passed.
Yeah.
But,
I can feel it in my butt though.
you could feel it.
Yeah, I think if I didn't have a clock, I could tell
Mhm.
how long I've been somewhere based on how long I've been sitting.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay, like a sundial, but it's your arse.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And I don't know what it is. I think it's like I get hemorrhoids a lot. So I think I just sit like on my asshole. Like my asshole's just flat on the ground.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever actually had a hemorrhoid, but I have had blood down there a few times.
Okay.
Yeah, which is like probably just a mini hemorrhoid.
Yeah. It might be a fissure.
A fissure.
A
Yeah.
fissure. Yeah.
Mhm. I remember the first time it happened, I was like, oh, I have cancer.
Yeah. That's
I'm
what
like,
I thought.
I have asshole cancer. and
That's
this
what the
is how it
doctor
starts.
thought with me one time too.
Really?
Yeah. I had to get a little lubed up tube right up in there. Camera taking a look.
Okay.
It
You
was
still have the footage?
No, I don't have the footage.
That
I
would be
never got
great
my
to
hands-
like if a fucking bar show producer asked for your tape, just show a video of your asshole.
yeah, yeah.
I would love that.
Here's my tight five.
Super tight.
Yeah.
So tight. You'll love it.
It was crazy. Like they looked around and like the whole time they put like a blanket over me and I just kind of like I was laying on my side and he took it out and like, dude, I felt like I was raped after.
Mhm.
Like I'd imagine that's the same feeling.
Yeah, except you have to give him money too.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
My
why.
insurance had to get involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, because it's just like it feels like there's a void. It feels like someone took something from you.
Mhm.
But I don't know. I've also been raped. Yeah, I don't know if this is morning related.
Hey, we got
Content.
8 minutes left. Tell me the
Yeah,
story,
yeah.
Patty.
Well, I don't want to get too into because I've told this story before. But
Uh-huh.
basically, it was like a girl I used to hook up with, and then I broke it off with her because I was like not interested. And there was this crazy, like she was a comic upstate, and we all came down to the city, like a group of upstate comics to do like a night of mics and stuff. And then like I was like trying to leave. I was like, I gotta go, like take the train home. And she was like, no, don't leave. Like I got it because she was like super rich. She's like, I got like hotel rooms for all of us. And I was like, okay. So I started like drinking, and then like Chris Stefano was there, and like all of these like big comics. And I was like, fuck, like I should be here, you know? Because I didn't know. I thought like maybe if I talked to them, they'd be like, yeah, come on the road with me, you know, which isn't true. But so I ended up staying, and like people are just kind of drifting out, and I'm like, where is everyone going? They're like, no. She just kept telling me everyone's going to the hotel, and we're all staying in the. And then like at the end of the night, we go. And it's just me, her, and one other girl. And the other girl like leaves to go meet up with someone else. And it was just me and her. And I was like, what did you, and there was one bed, there was no couch. It was one room. It was like, she clearly set me up. And then she just kind of like climbed on top of me. And I was like, I don't want to do this. And she's like, come on. And I was like, all right. And then I did it. And then I never talked to her again. It's crazy. So I don't know. Does that count? Because I didn't want to do it, but I did it anyway. Because I was like, I had no other choice. She was like paying for my room. I told a therapist about it. And she was like, yeah, that's rape. So who knows rape better than a therapist? It's in the name. All right.
Part of me feels like you made this
That
entire
whole story
thing
up for that. No, that's a real thing. Yeah, not a good way to end the podcast.
No,
but
that is terrible. Do you think that's why
Yeah.
you feel the way you do about sex?
maybe because I was a little more cavalier about it, and then like I lost a lot of trust. I think. But yeah, that's probably factors in.
Yeah, trust is a big thing. And she, I mean, from start to finish, granted,
She
I
definitely broke my trust. But also, like, I realized, like, even though that happened, it's still so much different between men and women.
Mhm.
It's like wildly different.
Mhm.
So I kind of was happy, not happy it happened, but I'm like, I'm glad I have that perspective now, because I think there was a time like before Me Too, like around Me Too, when like people would say all these things and you'd be like, that doesn't sound like it at all. And you're like, no, there's like so many little intricacies in these stories. Like rape is not just like grabbing someone and like pinning them down. You know, there's like subtle ways to do it, and it's a craft. It's not. There's a lot to it. But no, I did definitely empathize with women after that. So I think it was in perspective, it was pretty good that it happened.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can relate to that, where something like traumatic happens to you and you're like, it's probably not for the best, but you're like, I did learn from this. I did grow from it in a way. And I wish that I just didn't have the experience and was somehow just given the knowledge anyway.
Yeah.
But
And I still got a boner.
Yeah.
Which is the fucked up thing, because your dick doesn't know. You know, your dick is just like, oh, I've been here before, done this song and dance.
Yeah.
And you're like fucking mad. Have you ever been mad at your dick?
Oh, yes.
100%,
100%, dude.
Yeah.
That little guy gets me in a lot of mischief.
I didn't talk to him for like a week. I didn't look at him. It's like, you're a fucking piece of shit. But I guess my dick raped me.
Yeah.
In the end.
In the end, the dick rapes us all. I believe Edgar Allan Poe said that.
Yeah, he also said, my heart is in the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was a kind of a wild and crazy guy. And did he kill himself?
Yeah, well, everyone killed themselves before like 1900.
And understandably so,
yeah,
dude.
why would you want to?
I mean, I have like, I shit inside and I have limitless amount of food and entertainment experience options. And I, you know, every once in a while, I'm like, I'm bored.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You know, it'd be exciting. So if I jumped head first off a building.
You know, talking to a therapist, dude, I have this thought sometimes. I'm not suicidal, but I do sometimes get sad. So I don't believe in an afterlife. So I think when you die, it's lights out. So I get sad thinking that I won't be able to experience my own funeral.
Oh, really?
I won't be able to experience the wakes. I won't be able to see the social media posts from people about me.
Wow.
You know?
Because now it's almost you're validating everyone who posts things on social media. You know? Because I feel like the common sentiment is like, they're dead. They don't care. But you care.
Yeah.
So now I see the importance in doing it.
Well, and it's I think what would people say about me? And it's kind of this thing of like when someone close to me dies and then I'm talking about them to other people.
Yeah.
And I'm saying all of the nice things about them.
Yeah.
And it's stuff that I never said to them.
No.
You know? But at the same time, if like you and I are at dinner and I start saying these nice things to you, I mean, 99% of the men I know at least would be like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I want to say it before you're dead.
Yeah. Have you thought about faking a funeral?
Faking a funeral.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or faking, I guess you got to fake your death.
Fake my death so that I could maybe just work something out with the Undertaker and be like, I'm going to be in the casket. No, I guess people, if it was open casket, they could see me breathing.
Yeah, wait, no, you need a body double, but they can do that now with wax. Because like you look at a dead body, I'm like convinced like 50% of bodies in open caskets are not the real bodies. Because they look so dead, but like still like they do their hair and stuff. It's like, I think that could be pretty easy. And then I think what you do is you just wear sunglasses and you valet and you just take everyone's car. Okay. And then at the end of the night, when you bring them their car back, you just tip your sunglasses and they're like, what? And then they got to drive away. I think that's what you do.
I think I know what I'm doing next weekend, dude.
Yeah, you just be like, boy, you didn't really have a lot to say in there, did you?
Just getting furious.
One Hail Mary, that's it. All right. You get some good tips.
Paddy, before you die, do you want to tell the people where they could find you?
Yeah, check out News from Bed on YouTube,
podcast.
a podcast with some jokes in it, and Paddy is Funky on Instagram.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much
Dude,
for
we'll
having
definitely
me. This was a
have you on
blast.
again. I feel like we just scratched the surface.
Oh, dude, we did.
All the things we got to talk
Somehow
about.
I told a lot of things too.
I think this is
I think that's it. There's nothing left.
there's nothing left to
Yeah,
say.
I'm done.
You're done.
Finally. I'm a ghost. I just ascend through the All right. Good night.
And remember, folks, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm just playing night owls. You know I love you.
Thank you.